Hello my gorgeous beings of light, welcome back to another reading. Welcome back to my channel. For those that don't know me, I am Daughter of the Divine. Nice to meet you. Welcome to my channel. For those that do know me and are returning to my channel, thank you for coming back. Thank you for continuing to share the space with me and allowing me to read for you day after day, week after week, other day after other day, whenever I do post, because I haven't been posting as consistently lately. But that's not a you problem, that's a me problem. So today's reading is going to be about what's your sixth sense, and or what supernatural abilities may you possess. You may know about them, you may not know about them. This may be a confirmation that you've been looking for or needing. That's what I'm here to give you. Another cute Halloween theme reading, because the month is speeding on by, and I've done a good amount of Halloween theme readings which don't seem to be as popular, or I don't know if YouTube's not sharing them. I'm not completely sure, but I'm still going to do them because they're fun and I enjoy them. So that is what we'll be going over in this video. I'm not going to make this intro too long. I did write down some things on these papers. I've been doing that and it's been really fun, especially to see what comes out. But I wrote them down and then I mixed them up, so I really have no idea which paper is which, okay? There's no numbers, there's no distinguishing features on them for me to know which is which. So I'm just gonna shuffle them up, knock them down. Okay, this one obviously wants to be there. I feel called to put this one there and this one here. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3. Okay, group 1, group 2, group 3. For group 1 we have the Dark Wood Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and this is what the front looks like. With that paper, this is the Horror Tarot. This is what the back looks like, and this is what the front looks like. And that paper, and we have the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot. This is what the back looks like, this is what the front looks like, and this paper right here. So you're going to choose which group is calling your name the most, which group you feel called to the most, which one is calling you or getting your attention the most. If you're an I person, if you're hearing the number 1, 2, 3 in your head, you can choose it based on that. 1, 2, or 3. The graphic on the back or the front, whichever is best for you to choose, whichever one you feel most comfortable. But if you end up not choosing a pile that fits with you, you can always come back to the drawing board and re-choose, or you could just find another video that may better suit your needs. And no harm, no foul. So I will get straight into the reading, and I will definitely be seeing you at your pile. Bye. Hello my gorgeous group ones, welcome to your reading. This is what's your sixth sense. If you don't know the movie, there's a movie called The Sixth Sense with, I forgot his name, something Osment. It's not Josh or something like that, but I know he's Emily Osment from Hannah Montana. Her older brother, I believe it is, he basically had the gift of seeing dead people. And this is the famous line, "I can see dead people," kind of thing. So I don't know if that could be your gift, because I'm going into depth about it. That could be one of your gifts. I don't know what this paper says, but I know one of these papers do say that. So it could be this paper, it could be another paper, we don't really know. I want to probably save this for the end to see if the reading coincides with what I wrote down on the paper or not. I kind of want to leave it up to chance. So I want to actually keep it in view of you. So, I mean, you would be able to see if I was reading a paper. But I'm going to put it over there, so you don't think, I don't know, I'm making it up or I'm cheating or I'm reading the paper. If it does end up being on point with what I do pick up in the reading about what's your sixth sense, what supernatural abilities may you possess. Now, like I said before, you may know about these things. They may not seem so trivial or so important, but there are your gifts, there are your abilities, and they may not all resonate with you depending on how many come through. But I do have a paper with a few different things written on them, so I'll tell you at the end. I don't intend this reading to be too long, so we're going to get straight into it, please. Group 1, Spirit, what is their sixth sense? What supernatural abilities may you possess? Can you please tap me into their energy? Please, providing clear and concise, most importantly accurate messages for the collective, please. What is their sixth sense? Okay, so you have a few cards. Like I said, I don't intend this reading to be long. I hope you can hear me. Here we have the Empress, and we have the High Priestess. Wow, okay. So we have 2 and we have 3 coming out, and then immediately on the High Priestess, immediately we have Tarot. I don't know if you can see it properly, but we have tarot on the paper. So you may be good at reading tarot. You may be into reading cards for yourself or reading cards for other people. That is one of the, you know, supernatural abilities you possess. There are many people who can who read tarot many different ways as well. So don't think that you have to be what a stereotypical tarot reader is. There are some people who can channel when they're doing it, who get specific messages. There are some people who strictly use their intuition. There are some people who strictly use the meaning behind the cards. I kind of feel like with the Empress here and the High Priestess, you have found your own creative way to read the cards. They may mean, or they may be you using the traditional meanings behind the cards, but I kind of feel like with the Empress here, when she represents creativity, sometimes it's you coming up with your own creative divinatory practice. So I'm hearing rose petal reading, roseomancy. I know a few readers on YouTube do that. Not many people can, but you know what I mean? Or you could be like a tea leaf reader, but something where you like incorporate something else with the cards, or you have your own specific meaning to each card, because there are the traditional meanings. Well, I'm trying to say readings. Yes, you may give readings, or you do readings for people, because that one keeps coming through, even though I want to say meanings. You may have your own specific meanings for the cards, that you came up with your own little what do you call it, something code, interpreting code for the cards thing here with the creative, the Empress card here, and it works for you. Found a system that works for you. So because there's a regular way to read them, then there's your way to read them, kind of thing is what I'm getting. So you have your own creative ways to read tarot. That's one of the abilities that you do have, your sixth sense. You're able to just get messages from anything, literally, because roses aren't supposed to be a divinatory practice, yet they are. And I'm pretty sure most of the readings are accurate, or do end up being accurate for the people who are watching those videos. So that could be you. You came up with your own little practice on the side. And I just heard runes as well. Let me put the cards where you can see them. Sorry, I've just been so used to having them face me. So what other sixth sense do you have? I do feel like you are pretty good at manifesting things as well with the Empress card here. You're pretty good at speaking things when they come. So you can be the kind of person where word of mouth, you say something and it happens. You speak somebody's name, they show up, kind of thing. That has happened to me many a time. People that I know, many a time. Me and my friend could literally be sitting out having a good time, and we're like, oh, you know who we haven't seen in so long? And then that person literally shows up like a good 5-10 minutes later. I kid you not, I'm not lying, not joking. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's crazy how that happens. Like, we haven't seen them in months, weeks, it could be years, and then as soon as we mention that person, they will definitely show up in a text. They will show up at the establishment we are in. And it has just happened way too many times for it to be a coincidence, which I stopped believing in a long time ago. So you can be that kind of person. I'm also, as soon as I said that, I got like the vision of like a mouth. And I know specifically they say people who have moles or beauty marks near their mouth or on their mouth, in their mouth, are good at speaking things. So they have to be careful what they say, good or bad, because whatever you say comes to be. And then there's the Bible verse, life and death lie in the power of the tongue, something like that. So basically you speak life and death in the words that you say. So some people say, oh, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But words can definitely hurt you, and especially pointing at someone, which is why a lot of people say, I never really, that just came through. I don't really, okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep explaining. Pointing at people and saying something to that person is be careful with that, because you could have that kind of power as well. And I'm getting taken to the scenes in Practical Magic where they would stop their kids, or Sally, I think her name was, I don't really know, try to stop her child from at the beginning of the movie saying, I hope you get, and she was trying to take her hand back, and then it ended up coming out chicken pox, and then the person ended up getting chicken pox because she said it and then pointed at them as well. So that could be a combination that you have too. But I always knew that it was a thing. They would say growing up, it's like, don't point at people. I always thought it was a thing where it's like, oh, you don't want them to know we're talking about them, but it could also be a thing where pointing has some kind of effect on people, which is why people siphon their energy using wands and all these shows about witches and wizards and stuff like that, magic. You siphon your energy in an object and point it at someone, and then the magic from you goes into them, or you know what I mean, flows that kind of way. So I'm getting that vibe specifically where you point your finger and say something and it happens. You think about something and it happens. You mention someone's name, they show up and they call you, that kind of thing. You're very good at manifesting things, whether you intend to or not. So like I said, be careful with what you do say, sometimes who you do point to. Life and death lie in the power of the tongue, so don't be saying things you don't really mean. You have to be very careful with your words here. And wow, we have the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles. I'm not sure they're supposed to be coming out in reverse, but I don't really think I want to take reversals in this reading, so we're gonna just pop them upright. With the Emperor card here, I kind of feel like you have perfectly balanced being in your masculine and feminine kind of energy. So this is giving, like, I don't know, immediately I was thinking too, because even in this deck here, it kind of unsettles me a bit. They use this imagery because I think that's the imagery that it's associated with. We're going to say he who must not be named. I don't like calling that man name because he will want to come and cause trouble, but you know what I mean. There's heaven and there's hell. The person who rules over hell, he's usually portrayed as this goat-like figure, and he definitely was when I was watching Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which I felt very uncomfortable watching for that reason only. They kept bringing him up and making him a central theme of the show, and I'm just like, Like, I like this kind of stuff, but that part of it was not for me. So this imagery here, you have, I feel like you have the power to do both good and bad, which is why they were like, life and death lie in the power of the tongue. So please be careful what you say. That could be your sixth sense, like I explained already. Do not want to go over it again. Just be careful what you say, who you point your finger at, what you say about people and to people. With this Queen of Pentacles is definitely giving the vibe of attracting abundance and wealth to you. So you could be someone who, luckily, I just saw the flash of someone finding $20 on the floor, finding $100 on the floor, playing the lottery is coming through right now and winning like a little sum of money. It doesn't have to be the jackpot, it doesn't have to be the millions or bajillions, but it is like a good 1,000 or 100 when you play each time. You're just very good at knowing which numbers to play. You get like a nudge whenever, like, you could be passing by a store every day and everything's fine, everything is chill, everything is cool, but one day you pass by the store and that's when you feel the nudge to go inside and buy a lottery ticket, and that's the time that you win. So you like have like a very good luck about you, a probability about you, a game of chance about you, where you get like a niggling to say something, do something, play something, and that is when you end up winning. And I'm also got really taken to Billy's eyes when I'm looking at it in the camera. So there could be something about your eyes as well, where you could hypnotize people. And I'm hearing you got me so hypnotized, the way your body rolling round and round, that booty keep bumping up and down. So I do kind of feel like you have like this glamour about you, where you're able to turn it, I'm hearing turn it on and off whenever you want. So when you want to get your way, when you want to get something, you're able to turn this Empress energy and Queen of Pentacles energy on and turn on the seduction, you know. Now I'm hearing it's all about body language, which is what Ursula was saying to Ariel when she was like, well, how am I supposed to get Eric if I don't have my voice? And she's like, you have your something, your pretty face. And then she was like, it's all about body language. You know what I mean? When she kept swinging her, you know, generous hips from side to side, saying it's all about body language. And the way she's posted up on this rock, the Empress, had me thinking of that scene or flashing on my head. So I do feel like you have like that, the kind of, I'm hearing homely body. So I'm hearing childbearing hips. I'm hearing, you know, very voluptuous kind of figure about you, where I kind of feel like when you are ready to turn on the charm and dress in a specific way, snatch your waist, have your curves being shown, it's easy for you to hypnotize people, turn on that glamour magic and get what you want, essentially, here with the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress and the Emperor. So you're someone who's good at getting what they want, but also with the High Priestess, you are you find spiritual ways to do it. And it's funny that I always come up with these references right after I've watched a particular, that's better, right after I've watched a particular video or something on Instagram or TikTok. There is this, I don't even know what she's, a spiritualist. She does a lot of different things, entrepreneur on TikTok. Her name is, I think it's Jasmine's Garden, and she was making a video about glamour magic the other day, and she was like, if you want to put a particular intention out into the world that day, you wear a specific color, wear a specific thing, do up your eyes a specific way, but don't let it overshadow your lips. If you want to show off your lips, then show off your lips and make your eye like muted. If you want to show off your eyes, do a bold eye with colors and lashes and what is it called, rhinestones, but do like a more subtle tone lip. Like, don't overdo it. There's certain things you can do to turn on one thing depending on what you want to do. So when you want to maybe speak things into the world that one day, maybe wear a bold red lip or something like that. Or if you want to like enchant with your eyes, which is what I'm getting here with the Billie Eilish eyes, where they're like very doughy but also very like intense and entrancing, where you just want to like come hither, because that's basically what it's doing to me when I'm looking at it, and the screen like come to me kind of thing. You can turn that on when you want. So I kind of feel like you are someone who does possess that kind of, I really don't know what it's called, but I'm going to stick with glamour magic, where when you're ready you can turn on the charm and get whatever you want just by looking at someone a certain way, dressing a certain way, kind of thing. So that could be a supernatural ability that you possess. You're able to guile and beguile by what you're wearing and what you say and how you do your eyes that day and how you do up your lips that day, how you dress that day, kind of thing here. But you're also someone who is very, like, I just heard authoritative. So whether you're a female or a masculine, feminine or masculine, or someone who's non-binary, you can be someone who is good at just getting what they want, because the Emperor is someone who is good at getting what he wants. And it's not like, it doesn't have to be earned, particularly, even though that's what the usual archetype of the Emperor is. Someone who goes after what they want. They're stubborn, they're pig-headed, they are no nonsense. They're someone who is not going to stop until they reach the top. Away your inhibitions. That you could do that to people, wipe away their inhibitions, where they feel very comfortable and cozy around you, the Empress energy. But you also are someone who does come off as beguiling and bewitching with the High Priestess card here. But back to what I was saying, the Emperor is someone who inherited the throne. He wasn't someone who, really earned it. He was born into it. So I kind of feel like that is the kind of vibe where you were born into this. It could run in your family. You could have been told about it. You could have not been told about it, but it's something that you have kind of inherited. Because we say all these things about the Emperor, but like I said, at the end of the day, if we're being real, he inherited the throne. He did not earn the throne. He is not the people's choice. He is just who was always ruling from his generation down generation. So I do feel like these are things that you may not have wanted. I'm not sure the video cut off, but I think I was saying this is something that may have been passed down and you don't know about it. You may not want to have it, but it's something that you definitely do have. The way the Emperor kind of inherited his throne instead of like earning it, rightfully earning it. So it's something that has been passed down, and this gift that you could have for any of these things could have been something that was passed down to you. I'm hearing through the times, through the generations. Okay, so that was already, I think, 14 minutes in. We're probably going to get one more card and then get into the oracle and then the card, what we've all been waiting for here. Like, I don't know why my phone has started doing that crap that it used to be doing. Like, we don't have enough storage. Yes, you do. That could be the kind of person you are. Maybe that could tie into your reading. You're someone who takes up space. Here we have Four of Pentacles. Yeah, this is definitely someone who takes up space. You have like a very all-encompassing presence about you, where you suck up all the energy in the room, where you have the tendency to do that, where you walk into a room, all the energy has been sucked and zapped into you. So you could be kind of like an what would you even call that? An energy channeler, where you're able to channel energy. And as soon as you walk into a room, you're able to kind of change the mood of any room that you walk into. Like, you have that control over yourself and other people, which is what this card does represent sometimes. And why is it showing up like that? Yeah, get it together, please. Coming out all yellow and is that the mood you bring? Like a very yellowy, is it supposed to be like a happy thing? Because it wasn't making me happy. Controlling, that's what this Four of Pentacles is. Someone who's overly controlling, someone who's overly possessive. They're holding on too tightly to something. So that could also be a gift that you have, where you're able to keep people held up. And I don't even know exactly what that means in this case, but I do feel like it's coming through as, if you don't want someone to do something, they're not going to do. This Emperor card here, where people kind of like bow down to you and what you want a lot of the times. So it's like when someone is holding you up, no matter what you're doing or no matter what they're doing, I mean, it's not being done because you're just sitting there holding on to their energy. Like, it's not siphoning, because siphoning is like taking from. And you see how the screen is getting yellow again? Stop that. it's kind of like, that could be something. Do you make things yellow? Like, you see I was getting like orangey, like a weird, it's giving the vibe of like the end of the world in the Next to You video with Chris Brown and Justin Bieber, where everything just turns like a weird, I'm gonna stop getting into it, but anyway, that could be you could change the color, or you like your aura is very strong, so that could be the color of your aura, like a very orangey yellow, where like you just walk into a room and your energy is so powerful and vibrant that people just look at you, or you take all the, like what people say, you zap all the energy from the room and you take everybody's breath away essentially here. Like whenever you're in the room, you're in control of how things go. If you're sad, the mood's gonna be sad. If you're happy, the mood's gonna be happy, kind of thing. You control that you control it. You control the energy of a room, and that's also giving you like you control a lot of physical, like you could have like a lot of physical like things, physical gifts, abilities, as I was saying, with the dressing a certain way, speaking a certain way, doing certain things. I'm being good at manifesting or attracting money and abundance to yourself. If you didn't know that, now you do know that. We're going to get into the oracle cards, folks. I didn't want this reading to be too long. It was just supposed to be a little to wet your palate. Okay, what supernatural abilities? Just group 1 possess, please. Here we have compassion, we have career, we have well-being, and this is another card that got stuck in between, so I guess I'm taking all of them. How nice. I want to probably get all the cards out here. We have well-being. You could be good at I'm hearing herbal medicine people. You could be, I said herbal medicine people. What is that? You could be good at herbal remedies. It's what I meant to say. Herbalism, where you make people better by taking care of their physical body. You're good at taking care of your physical body and other people's physical body, which is what I was getting here with the 4 of Pentacles. It's something that you can hold, something you can touch, something you can feel. You have control. Okay, so the video cut off again. I think I ended on life force. It's giving life force here. Where you're able to suck all the energy out of a room or give all the energy back to a room, kind of like a, what do they call it? It's not a zapper. Vacuum. There we go. I'm an energy vacuum, where you're able to suck all the energy out of the room or bring it back into the energy of the room. So you add or subtract the energy wherever you are. You're adding or subtracting to the energy of the room. Okay, so here we have compassion. That's the Empress energy and the Queen of Pentacles coming out together. It's like a mothering energy where you take care of Mother Earth. You're grounded, you're stable. Like I said, maybe you're good at growing. You have that green thumb, they call it, where you're good at planting things, you're good at handling herbs, you're good at knowing what works for what, and it keeps giving that weird glow. I wonder if you guys can see that. Like you see right now, it's like a weird yellowish orangish glow. And it's kind of like that could be your aura coming through, because it keeps coming and going. And it ties into what I was saying with the, you can suck it out of the room or give it to the room. So you bring the energy to the room, or if you're not there, you can take the energy from the room. I know she didn't leave her thing back there talking, but that's not cute. Almost scared me half to death. Compassion, definitely with the Empress card and the Queen of Pentacles. You're very much, this is very powerful, divine feminine kind of energy. So you operate better when you're operating your divine feminine, which is someone who embraces that side of themselves. If you're someone who doesn't do that, maybe you should start doing that a little bit. And I forgot that I was shuffling these cards. Like everything is just going a little haywire. So I do feel like there's like an electrical pulse or charge that enters a room whenever you come in there, where it kind of disrupts it. Or people come like, oh my gosh, that's when you know a powerful person has entered the chat, has entered the room. What? 6th sense, supernatural ability, says group 1, possess, please. Okay, many. Okay. I feel the need to take all of these, I'm sorry. This is gonna be a long, I don't think it's gonna be long. I'll try to go to them fast. Okay, so it's gonna be this one and the other ones. Oh yeah, that definitely makes sense. With all this divine feminine energy, people may have the tendency to get obsessed with you. And it's funny that I was thinking of that show, because I just finished actually watching, what is it, Destined with You on Netflix, which is a K-drama, and it was so freaking good. If you are into K-dramas, please go watch that show so we can chat about it, because I need someone to talk about it with, because it was so good. And that is the kind of thing that was happening, because it's kind of like a shaman-y kind of show where she was a shaman in her past life, and she brought those abilities into her present life with her. And whenever she was trying to, so they basically found a box full of spells and stuff that she wrote in her past life. We didn't know at the point, and I'm kind of spoiling it, so maybe don't go watch it. But I do feel like that's not really a big plot point, but essentially when she was trying to open the box, she blew out the lights in her house because there was such powerful energy regarding the box that she had made, because it was full of spells, good and bad spells. So that's all I'm going to say if anyone does decide to watch it. But there ended up being a guy in the show that became obsessive towards her. And I don't think that's that big of a spoiler, so I'm going to leave it right there. But she was also someone who has this compassion for everyone, wanted to take care of people, which is why this guy had the tendency to be obsessed with her. So you could have a supernatural ability. It doesn't always have to be a good thing. I do feel like you have the tendency to attract people to you that may not have your best intentions at heart. Energy vampires, people who, they could be the ones holding you up instead of you, like I was saying, you holding them up. People just think about you all the time, and then it seems like nothing could go right in your life. Figure out the way to make it straight. Like, come on now. Nope, that's not it. Y'all, I know y'all fucking lying right now. Nope, it's still looking rashy. Maybe I have to move the phone instead of the stand. Like, I feel like too many things are going on right now. Oh boy. Yes, so people have the tendency to hold you up, I kind of feel like. Okay, so what else can we have? Career. With the King of Pentacles and the Emperor, you are someone who's very driven and focused. So I'm not surprised to see career showing up here. I do feel like I said, you're someone who can easily draw money towards you with the Empress card. Whatever you sometimes want, you can just say, hey, I feel like a burger, or be thinking in your mind, hey, I feel like having this, and then you come home and your family bought that kind of food. Or you may have a spouse and they just bought that kind of food for you, you just had no idea, but you were craving it, and it could have been because you were picking up on their energy, wanting to buy it or craving it as well, and then you came home and it was there, kind of thing. That's happened to me a lot of times as well. Is this my group? Let me stop. I don't know. Then we also had home with the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. You do feel like a sense of home to a lot of people who you come into contact with. Even with the High Priestess, you are still someone who has your secrets. People can tell you have power. People can tell there's mysticism to you, so you're not just a regular person. Like I said, you walk into a room and suck out all the energy. People know not to mess with you, kind of thing. But they still have that obsession where they do just want to know everything about you, which can then hold you up, like I said, where you may not be able to do as much as you want to do because people are just always thinking about you and you're always in their thoughts, like, how did she get this and how did she get that? And it's like, because I just did it. I'm the Empress, baby. I'm the High Priestess. Like, why are you so obsessed with me? Then we have well-being. I do taking me back to that compassion, the way she's holding the earth. I do feel like this has something to do with you making sure people feel okay. Like, you could be like a shamanism as well. It's coming through again, since I mentioned that from the show, where you create spells from the earth to make things happen, good and bad things happen. Fortune, love. You could be someone who could make these things and you just have no idea. And if you look more into it, maybe that is something that you're supposed to step into if you haven't already. But just don't use it for bad, please. It's dangerous out here. Like, you have like a lot of power, a lot of energy, people can tell, but sometimes it leads to like obsession because you're just so nice to everyone and people take it the wrong way. Like, oh, she must love me or he must love me, and it's like, no, I'm just a nice person, relax. Okay, so we have invisibility. Did this fall out too? Yeah, everything is just going crazy. We have invisibility here with authenticity. People can feel that you're so authentic, and that's why they gravitate towards you, because they're not used to people being so genuinely nice and happy and just good nature. They're not used to that. A lot of people aren't used to that, so it's something that can make them throw them off kilter and make them just want to know everything about you, be around you all the time, to kind of suck up your good energy, which was giving me a vibe of a group that I did the other day, which was like, people be careful, people don't really want you for your good energy and your good vibes. Like, oh, saying, oh, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that, but then you have to sometimes question, okay, what else? So I think you could be from that group, and I think it was the group from, I'm not going to spoil it in case you do go and watch it. It's the, if you did watch, you know what I'm talking about, because I just posted that video like yesterday, or maybe not yesterday, yeah, because I'm filming this Friday, and I posted it Thursday. So yeah, the what mythical creature are you? There's a certain group in that pile, I mean, like in that reading, that had that vibe. People just like, oh, they want to be around you because of your beauty and your looks, and you're just like, okay, what else? And just like, what do you mean what else? And it's like, is beauty all that matters? You know, you're someone who's just so beautifully authentically yourself, and it does create like an kind of like illusion around you while the thing keeps changing colors. I feel like it still is. See, now it's back to orangey, and then when my hand comes in, it goes regular. So things are like gloomy when you're not there, but then as soon as you step in, maybe they turn bright and happy. I think I did say that in another way already, but yeah, you're someone who's so authentically yourself and so beautiful, and you're already someone who is beautiful, and that just adds to your beauty and makes people obsessed. Like, it's crazy. But with the winter, the sacredness of pausing. Oh, this is the one that fell out. I'm hearing you're good at time management. Well, I don't know how that plays into a supernatural ability, but that could just be an extra message, but you're good at time management. Okay, here we have Barmbrack, which is sweetness and synergy. That's the kind of energy that you're giving, and that is essentially the energy of, what was her name? Crap, I think her name was Hong Jo from the show Destined With You. Like, she was someone who's very sweet and someone who's very authentically herself, and that attracted a lot of people towards her, but it also attracted a lot of people who were hating on her for just being herself. But then she was also someone who didn't have a mother, didn't have a father. She was always alone, painfully lonely, I would say, but people always had a reason to be mad at her and what she did have. If the guy wanted her, they were mad. If she got this and that, she was mad. For her being genuine and honest and truthful, people were mad. Like, it was just crazy, that show. Ugh. Now that I'm thinking about it, doing a little recap in my mind. And she was just the sweetest person in the world. And people found a way. People who were more privileged than her, people who had more than her, would just look at her and find a reason to have a problem with her, because for whatever reason. People just be, aggy, is what I just heard. I don't really use that wording, so that could be very specific. People are just aggy. Maybe you can say that. Here we have hearth, so home again. Happiness in our hearts and home. People just feel happy around you. And I do feel like this gargoyle was giving me creepy vibes there. I don't usually pay attention to him, but this could be careful who you let into your home. Or there could be people around you, like in your home with you, they're just like, you know, not the best. They could carry some bad vibes, bad energy with them, because it's right over the fireplace. If you have a fireplace, you don't have to have a fireplace, but it's just like, be careful. There are people who are very careful who they allow into their home, into your energy. If you don't even have your own home, who you allow into your energy field, because it doesn't matter. I don't care if they're friends, if they're family. If you gotta set a line, if you gotta set a boundary with them, do that. Because this gargoyle, it's a protective thing. People always think of gargoyles as a bad thing, but gargoyles were meant to be scary, to scare people away from you. You know, they're there for a reason. They're not there to look scary or be mean or meant to be anything bad. They're meant to protect you. They're scaring people away from you, kind of thing. So that could be the vibe you have as well, where you're protected, and you're always gonna have happiness in your house and home, because you have this little, you know, maybe you should get a gargoyle, I don't know, to protect you. Maybe you have one. Maybe you are someone who has like statues in your home of maybe, I'm hearing priests and priestesses, but I don't really know what that, I know what that means, but can you have that? Maybe archangels in your home, saints, is that what they called? Like, they're called saints or something like that. Like Saint Michael, Saint this, Saint da da da. I'm not really into that. I didn't grow up in that religion, so I can't tell you more about that. But yeah, they have statues of them, like Archangel Michael and Gabriel. And is there a Raphael? I believe there is. I don't know. There is a Raphael. Yes. Night Song, hidden talents. You have a lot of hidden talents. They're not going to be able to be fully covered, but I think a lot of them were in this reading. But you do have like a lot of hidden talents you don't know about yourself, and they could have been discussed in this reading or not, and there could be more that you know. Maybe some more will come through in this little paper that I haven't opened yet, but that is definitely something that you have, hidden talents. A lot of things, and it could just be in general in life, where you could be a singer, you can be a dancer, but then you have like a very business oriented kind of job where you have to wear suits and you don't really get to express that creative side of yourself, but you do have it because the Empress card came out here. So maybe your supernatural gifts is being able to attract people with song and dance. Look at how they're both black and red here. Yeah, you're someone who attracts people with your creativity, with your, good naturedness, with your compassion. You're someone who's genuine. You're generous. All those words are coming through for you now that I'm looking at these two cards together. And it's like people just know that and they want more of that. And you got to be careful sometimes, but it's a gift. Because not many people still have compassion or empathy or can care for people or know what people need right off the bat, or just like is a very good homemaker. Whenever people are around, they feel like they're being taken care of, because whether it's them coming to your house or not, okay? They feel like they're being taken care of. They know there's this little, you have this air of mysticism to you where there's just like, kind of like you can be real, but people can just feel there's something, I'm hearing sage or ancient or wise about you, like wise beyond your years. There's a knowledge that you, have. I was going to say some big fancy word, but it just fell through at the last second. There's knowledge that you have acquired, or a knowledge that's just ingrained in you, honestly. Like I said, sometimes you see people, they're sick, and you know what to do to help them. And that's definitely the vibe of the girl from Destined with You. So that's coming through. Maybe go watch the show. It's good. Only 16 episodes, but they're an hour long. So take your time. I finally got through it, and it took me maybe all of this week. I just started that show literally Monday. And it's Friday and it's done. Whenever I come home from work, no matter how tired I am, I get an episode in. And I binged a lot of it yesterday. So yeah, just watch it if you feel the need to or the call to. Because like a lot of your situation can be, called. But it was like a very triggering show, like a very hard show. That girl went through a lot. So a little bit of a trigger warning if you're not someone who's into overly emotional shows that take you on a wild journey. I know I am. Yeah. Especially if there's a little romance dashed in. Oh, I'm here for it. Especially the K-dramas, they do it so well. And there's one scene in that show, when you get to that scene, you won't know what scene I'm talking about if you end up watching the show. Just hit me up so we can just lament over the scene together, because it's just so beautiful. It's so good. I'm sorry. Okay. There could be something about red and black, and I think I was saying that about wearing a red lip if you want to speak that stuff into existence, or if you wanted to you know what I mean, have more okay, what did she say in the video? She was like, if you want people to pay attention to more to what you were saying that day, wear something on your lips. So it could be a red lip, where people are more compelled to listen to what you have to say or do what you say, kind of thing. You know what I mean? That is coming through. Now we're finally gonna get into this this paper here and see what it has to say about what extra powers you could have. Wow. And what was I saying? You can see dead people. That is I made that reference at the beginning. I was like, and I'm like, maybe that's a paper you guys got because I feel the need to exaggerate, or you know what I mean. I feel the need to talk about the movie more than I would have. I was just going to mention, the Sixth Sense is what the reading is supposed to be about. What's your Sixth Sense? And there was also the movie. But then I got more into it. I added on to it. Got more in depth. But that could be, it was for a reason, because you got the paper. So you can see that people communicate with spirits. You're a medium, a go-between the two worlds. So if a spirit wants to talk to someone through you, they will. If a person wants to talk to a spirit through you, they can. Ghost whisperer type stuff, where she helped them move on, help them find peace, find their what do they call this? They're going home. They're on home going. Like sometimes if people are having a funeral, they don't want to talk about that really, but they call it a home going. They're going back to where they came from, kind of thing. And that's what Ghost Whisperer Melanie in the show did. Melinda. Let me call her Melanie. Melinda. That was my show too. Stop playing. She helped them move on to the other side, the light, find the light in their life. And that could just be you in general in life. It doesn't have to be about spirits. You help people find the light in their lives, look on the bright side. Then we have clairsentience and clairaudience. And at the last minute, I added reading minds. So I kind of feel like you can pick up on what people are thinking, or if someone is thinking something and you end up saying well, how did you know I was thinking that? It's just I don't know. It popped into my head. So you can be good at reading minds. You can see that people communicate with spirits, medium, ghost whisperer type stuff. If you haven't watched that show, maybe watch it. It's a cool show as well. Then we have clairsentience, where you just know things and you don't know how you know. Clairaudience, you can hear things, which ties into being able to see and communicate with spirits. And spirits and spirit as well, and then reading minds. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, join the tribe, the divine family. Love to have you. If you'd ever like a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're seeing this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 2s. Welcome to your reading. This will be a reading about what is your sixth sense, still Halloweeny here in these parts, and what supernatural abilities may you possess. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. If in the intro, I'm not sure if you watched it. If you did, then you already know what's going on. If you didn't, then here we have a paper which I wrote down some gifts, supernatural abilities on them, and I was just smoke with relax. We're gonna do it at the end of the reading to see if what I said ties into what we got in the reading. Okay, so I did it for group 1 and it was pretty successful, if I do say so myself. I liked the outcome, and I did tap into what was in the paper already. I have no idea what's in the paper because I randomly shuffled them in the beginning and placed them on each group. As you could, if you want to go back and watch and see, I didn't do anything. I didn't tamper with them. I didn't read them. So I don't know what the paper says. We're gonna read them at the end and see. So we're gonna tap into what is your sixth sense. I'm not really getting a vibe from you guys. Here we have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck, and I'm trying to see if the card that the Ace of Swords. So the Gift of Gab is what I immediately heard when I turned over your card in the intro to see what, to show you the graphics of the card, and I heard the Gift of Gab. So you're good at speaking things, which was kind of for what group 1, but I kind of feel like you can have those gifts as well. It doesn't always have to be just for good people. You're able to convince people to see your way of thinking. That's the Gift of Gab. Not really what group 1 had, but it was about speaking. So please, spirits, tap me into the sixth sense. Okay, I'm gonna put this back. It'll come back out if it's meant to. Of my group 2s, please provide clear and concise, most fully accurate messages for the collective of group 2. What is their sixth sense, please? What is their sixth sense? Okay, come on. Huh? We have the Empress. Wow. Okay, so same as group 1. So if you felt called to group 1, go ahead and watch it now. There could be some messages there for you, but that's definitely the vibe. Let me look at the cards first and foremost here. Different vibe, but the first 2 cards was for them. One of them was the Empress, and the first card for you was the Empress. So here we have the 8 of Pentacles. I'm hearing blood rites, blood rituals, and I could just be because this deck has a lot of blood in it, but that could mean something, which is why you chose this deck, the horror deck. You could dabble more into like the gory side of supernatural abilities, you know. Yeah, it's giving, what is it, the show Supernatural. You could be people who chase and fight these kind of things here, like exorcists and demons, and that's what the something brothers, the Worcester brothers, the Dean and what's the other one's name? I hated that show, The Passion, because I was terrified. I'm like, don't come for me. I don't want none of that. All that kind of stuff was not for me, but that could be what you do, like, you know, demon chasing and hunting and taking and dealing with bad spirits. I mean, somebody's gotta do it, right? As long as it's not me. Yeah, sorry. And look, yeah, definitely, you are that kind of person. You're the demon hunter, you're the fighter, you're the Buffy the Vampire Slayers, and that kind of people there. That's definitely what you are here. I'm definitely getting that vibe here with the Empress card, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Swords. I was getting blood rites. So you are definitely someone who dabbles in the more dark and gory side of supernatural abilities, okay? I'm sorry, I'm slipping into my British accent. That happens from time to time. What is their sixth sense, please? What supernatural abilities may they possess? With the Empress card here, you could have like fertile abilities where you're able to get people pregnant. I don't know, by holding your hand over their stomach, like energy transfers I'm hearing as well. It could also be a spell that you do. You could be good at that. You could be, I'm hearing a birth doula. That's coming through specifically where you help women give birth and you help things go smoothly, because things can go very bad And that is like a very bloody career as well. So you could have talents and abilities in that, and the Lovers want to come out. Okay, heard you. Ooh, these are more cards. I'll take the top one. Thank you. But I don't want all them cards now. Okay, so what card do we have here? We had the Three of Wands, the Lovers, and then this card, the Magician. Yeah, okay. Sorry, my nose is itching. That could be a problem you have as well. It wasn't itching in group 1, so it's definitely itching more so now. And it could be because the stage was blowing crazily. Excuse me, but it's also like, look at it giving shaman here, where you're able to get people pregnant. You just like walk over hobbled. It's giving like the evil queen when she was in her old haggard kind of presence, you know, state in Snow White. That's what it's definitely giving here. It's giving like a witch hobbled down in her house. It doesn't particularly have to be evil, but of course people fear they do not understand. So you could do a lot of things that people do not understand. They immediately put it in a bad light. Okay, so we're gonna start here so I can turn the cards towards you. We're gonna start with the Empress card here. Like I said, you can help women or have a talent of helping women through birth here, because instead of this thing popping out of her stomach, you'll help it pop out of the right places it needs to go. I'm hearing in a past life you were able to do C-sections. This very weird message coming through before they were a thing. So of course it became mainstream in hospitals, but someone had to be the first person to come up with it. And I kind of feel like in a past life, that's what this is giving me here. You're cutting open someone's stomach and taking the baby out that way safely and healthily, and being able to stitch them back up together because you're very in tune with people's bodies. I'm hearing their organs. I'm hearing heartbeats. Oh my, this is not for me. It's the episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender where Katara is like first learns what bloodbending is. Okay, and what was her name? Hama, or I think her name was Hama, and she was like on a blood red moon or a full moon, and she's at her most powerful, and she was just sitting there bloodbending people, but she was misunderstood as well. But also she was a villain, but also she was misunderstood. But also, like I said before, you do what you do, okay? And people misunderstand because they immediately see blood and gore, and they take, and you may use some more, I don't want to say inefficient, if that's even a word, inefficient way of doing things. So it's kind of like, I'm giving the vibe, I'm hearing things, what they used to say about slaves in past days, where the reason why in the South they're very big on like gizzards and all those those parts of the chicken and the horses, and not horses, could be horses depending what time this reading is coming from, because it seems to be coming from back in the days. Depending on the time, no, they were only cooking with gizzards and lizard and liver and stuff like that, because those are the only parts of the chicken that were given to them. So basically they made the best of what was given to them, what was provided for them, which is essentially what I'm saying you're doing here. You're making the best with what is provided for you, and people will automatically think that's a bad thing. The way me, for example, will hear gizzards and be like, ew, no, never. And the other people like gizzards, they're like, yum, you know what I mean? Because that's what they had to learn to live with. And chitlins and all that nasty stuff, the stuff that is not good for me. I'm not trying to sit here and ostracize anybody else for liking them, but I'm just saying, for me, those things are not, I would not eat them. You would not catch me eating them. If there are other parts of the chicken or animal available, thank you. And even then, I'm not so big on like eating meat like that. I don't know. It just gives me the ick sometimes. I know there's some people who can, relate to just getting the ick sometimes from eating meat. But back to what I was saying. I'm sorry I'm getting sidetracked here. You do unconventional practices, and automatically people think, because they don't understand what you're doing, that it's bad. So you could have been doing this in a past life, and you could remember your past life, for example, because some people, I'm sure they do, like you had a past life and you remember everything and all the gifts you have from that past life. Or I'm getting like it was passed down to you in a book. So the fact that I'm getting like a situational a scenario of past and present. It could be that these things were handed down to you through a book, through the family, through, like, it could come from slavery, it could come from before, it could come from a little after, it could come from, you don't know the time frame, but it's like a little bit of past tied into this reading here, where you're using unconventional practices that were done in the past today to help people because they're still relevant, they still work, and if it's not broke, why be fixing it? Done. The next card that came was the Eight of Pentacles. So you could potentially be honing your craft. This is something you have found that you're good at, and you are learning more about it, practicing upon it, reading the books that was given to you, or reading books about this subject. Because it may not be the most, like I said, conventional, but it's something that you're passionate about, which makes up for any prejudice or judgment from anyone else. Come on now, I can't talk these days. That's crazy. You would think you were in American retrograde or not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired. I don't know. It could be a mixture of all those things, but I do feel like it's something that you're honing, something that you're learning. I feel like you know these things already, and I'm just here telling you, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing good, so sweetie. You're doing amazing. Here we have Ten of Swords came out next. All these cards are bent in a weird shape. Like I said, exorcising demons, getting rid of bad spirits and things like that. I do feel like, because this is definitely giving exorcism. And I think it's that movie, what is it, where this lady gives birth to the, what's his name's child. And those movies I don't like watching. I don't like them at all. They just don't do it for me. I don't know how they do it for anyone, because I just don't need those kind of thoughts in my head, being the overthinker that I am. And that could be you as well, but it's still something that you're fascinated with, and you should, like I said, learn about it as much as you want and as much as you can, because who cares what anybody else has to say? You find a creative way to do what makes you happy, and it may not be the most conventional, which I keep saying and I will keep repeating to my heart's content. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. But yeah, because this is not giving conventional. It's giving scary, it's giving gory, it's giving not what everybody wants to do. So basically you're doing the grunt work. Like I said, you could be like a slayer of sorts, where you go around slaying, things that go bump in the night. What else came out? We have Three of Wands. Like, it is definitely giving very creepy. Oh, you know who just came through? Mr. Facilier from New Orleans. You could have roots in New Orleans, okay? You can have roots there, and that's why it's coming through so strongly. You're so connected and deeply rooted to your past, or you feel very connected to that place for the hoodoo and the voodoo and stuff that goes on there, because you want to learn more about it. And like I said, that is very looked down upon, because as soon as me even growing up, whenever I heard, I'm like, oh no, clutching at my pearls. And now that you learn more about it, or hear people talk about it, it's not so much of a bad thing. It was just made to be that way, because we have Christianity, and then we have people who believe in other things, and what you do not understand, you immediately fear and shun. So just because it's always been like a running to, like, oh, don't let me do voodoo on you, and it's just like, it's not funny for the people that do practice it, because they don't mean any harm. There are people who mean harm, the same way there are Christians who mean harm, and there are Christians who are good. There, in any religion, there are people who mean harm and people who mean good. So it just all depends what you're doing with the gifts, or what the things that you're doing, essentially, because there's a dark side to life, there's a light side to life. Okay, so yeah, that's the vibe that I'm getting here, where you could be very connected to, like, New Orleans roots, slavery, what your ancestors were getting into, their kind of magic. And like, it's very, like, much giving me old, I just thought a hobbit, not a hobbit, relax, thank you, an old person who was teaching you, showing you the ropes here at the Three of Wands, where you're learning from someone. And like I said, this could be you from a past life, if you remember your past life, because I don't know why the show Destined With You keeps coming into these readings. Maybe because I just finished the last episode today, and I'm still in, like, emotional, I don't know, turmoil. I'm just like, I don't want it to be over. I want to watch it again, but it's also too soon. Has anybody else have that feeling, where it's just like, you want to watch it again because it was so good, but you know it's too soon because you just finished it? Like, I'm that kind of person, and most people be like, just watch it again, but I'm just like, no, the wound is too raw. I just watched all the episodes. I don't want to watch them again. It's gonna lose its effect. Like, I have to take a break and then come back and watch it again, and maybe I'll be at a different point in my life and things will look different. And I'm rambling, and I'm sorry, this is not about me, shoot. But it's giving someone showing you the ropes. But in that show, definitely she like I said, in group 1, like if you were called a group 1, you can go and watch it, how she was someone who found a chest from her past life. She ended up remembering it in the end, not too much of a spoiler there, but she didn't understand why in the beginning the book was supposed to be given to her. She didn't know why it was hers, but she grew into it and learned more about it throughout the season or throughout the series of the show. So that could be you, who you just have an inkling right now, or something, a book could have been given to you and then it untapped all those past memories, or it untapped a hunger for knowledge to want to learn as much as you can about this one little thing. So yeah, it's giving hoodoo, voodoo, it's giving exorcism, it's giving birth doula, where you help people go through painful processes. It's giving shaman as well, but like there are different versions to what a shaman can and can't do. They help people conceive children. That could be a gift that you have as well. Like I said in the beginning, fertility. People who cannot conceive children come to you, or will come to you, or have come to you and say, hey, I need help with this. It could be actual doctor, I'm about to say doctorism. It could be actual medicine you practice with like a little dash, you know, a little supernatural thrown in. But it's definitely giving the supernatural, the brothers Dean and, well, I can't think of Sam. Is it Sam? Is it Sam and Dean? I'm not completely sure. Like I said, I was scared of that show, but it's giving that kind of darker side of magic here, and I want to know what you guys get with the paper here. We also have the magician here, so you're someone who's in there. I'm hearing cooking it up. You're in a lab. You could have a setup, like I was saying. It's giving a gnarled, knobby-handed witch with her long nails in her house, and people are just coming and visiting her, and then you walk in and see all the herbs and all the potions and stuff like that. It's also giving Ursula's lair in the Little Mermaid, where when you first see her, she has all these potions and she's looking for them, and throwing them and dashing them this way and that way, trying to find the one that turns her into like a beautiful human. I think is the one she's looking for in the movie. But we see her house is full of like creepy old plants who grab onto you, and like, so you just come off as someone misunderstood is what I'm hearing. Where you could use your stuff, you could use your gifts for bad, but you really don't. But I am getting all those kind of things here, where you're kind of like exercising demons and stuff like that, and you could have a teacher who is teaching you, for the people who already know all the gifts they have, or the gifts they want to have. Yeah, you're giving me a more experienced kind of vibe, where you know that you have these powers, more so where group 1 was still, they may not have known, or the full extent of it. Lovers here, and I was saying something about love spells. Love spells, fertility spells, and I don't know if I said love spells in group 1 or group 2. So like I said, if I called group 1, go ahead and watch it. But yeah, this is definitely giving that vibe here with the lovers and the Empress card here, where you make people fall in love, you help people conceive children, you have those abilities about you, get rid of demons, demon slayer. That anime could be important here, or Buffy the Vampire Slayer could be important, because she didn't just slay vampires, she slayed demons as well. So yeah. Also giving Charmed, where the sisters, you could have like a coven, okay, and they help you, because that's what this 8 of Pentacles is giving. You're learning amongst other peers, people who want to learn the same things as well, and you guys have this one person that helps you explore those sides of yourself here, or you're exploring on your own. It doesn't have to be with people, but I do definitely feel like there is some, I don't want to say there's foul play at hand, but I do feel like you have, those are some of the gifts that you do have, whether you've tapped into them or not. You do have gifts that, you know, teeter more on the dark side, the glory, but it doesn't mean you have to use them or you are using them. It's just what is coming through in the reading here. But like I said, love spells, infatuation spells, you definitely can help people in that kind of way. And it's also giving, like, it's not the best thing, so if it's not something you're interested in, maybe you don't get into it. This is just about what supernatural abilities you may possess. You don't have to act upon them, but I do feel like a love spell, casting a love spell, is never going to truly be advantageous to anyone you're casting it on, essentially, because it's fake love. And we all know what happened to a child that was conceived under a love spell, Voldemort, he who must not be named. In Harry Potter, he had no soul, he had no emotion, he had no sense of feeling. He was like, I feel like he was like just, no, he was out here just lost in the sauce. He just wanted to, he had a hunger, yeah. It's giving that Voldemort, where he wanted to know everything, be the most powerful. He had a hunger for power and knowledge, and he went to some very they went to some extremes to get that knowledge by creating Horcruxes and turning into like literally looking like a demon. It's like I'm saying about the end of that movie. And he was a very attractive fellow when he started off. We're not gonna lie here. Chamber of Secrets, Tom Riddle was fine, and when they kept bringing him up and you know, movies after that, he was an okay looking dude. But like when he grew up to be grown, Tom Riddle in Chamber of Secrets, he was fine, okay, until he started doing that Horcrux stuff and he turned into like a snake. Literally his face, like a little demon, didn't have no hair, he was white and pasty, crazy, you know. So that is what these things can lead to. They chip off a little bit of your soul the more you do them. So like I said, these are just what you may possess. You don't have to be actual practicing, but it's just like, be careful if you do start doing stuff like this, because it takes a bit of your soul the more you do it, and you may turn into this gnarly, miserable looking person here. Gray hair, hunched over, like you have power, but it's like dark power. No tea, no shade. I'm just saying. This is the kind of stuff I don't really mess with. I only mess with the light magic and things of that nature. All this dark stuff I'm scared. Because nobody coming for me. I feel like you could be someone who casts love spells on yourself and doesn't even know. You have like like infatuation. Sometimes you find a guy and you want him so badly, even though he's not good for you, and it's kind of like, you know, he's not good for you. So you could be someone who's like very self-destructive, and that's not a gift or an ability, but it is something that a lot of people are very good at, being self-destructive in their life, where they just have a tendency to do things that just never go the way they plan. And it's because when you are tinkering with the darker side of things, there's always a price. There's always a cost. There's always more chance of something going wrong. And this, like you're casting a spell on someone, the guy's infatuated with you, but you're looking at the demon because you know what you done did. You know what you did. You know it's not true love. So yeah, I don't know. This is, I don't know. We're going to get into the oracle cards here because a lot of interesting messages are coming through. I'm excited to see what paper you guys get. And look at how everything's getting messy, and in the beginning that smoke was blowing real heavy for y'all. I was just trying to clear out the energies. They're like, you're gonna need more than that now. Okay, what's their sixth sense? What supernatural abilities may you possess? You may be someone who's able to pick up on dark energies, and you dabble in this side, but I don't get the vibe that you're fully embedded in it. Like I said, you're just learning. Look at the cards going everywhere. Oh no. Okay, so I will take these that came out and put them over here, and then keep going with the cards. So here we have lighten your load. Oh, I haven't gotten this one yet. We have lighten your load. I do feel like people can come to you to lighten their load, or sometimes you may feel like these gifts, these abilities may wear down on you, especially if this is passed down through generations where you grew up learning about these things. Like I said, you had a teacher and you were in a classroom. If you came from like a very obscure maybe background, where you grew up in like a village or a tribe where all the kids had to sit down and learn these things, and you weren't really given the choice. Now you have to walk through life with this knowledge, maybe not wanting to use it, but just having that knowledge and being tempted is the vibe that I'm getting here with the Lovers card, where you constantly have to battle and make a choice. Because the Lovers do also represent a choice. You have to balance every day, make sure, do you want to stay on the light side, or do you want to trickle into the dark side a little bit? I kind of feel like it's definitely a battle, an uphill battle, where you feel like the world is on your back, the world is on your shoulders. There's way too many cards. No, that's not what we're doing here. And you're just like, you don't know what, bruh, what are we not gonna do? I'll take those moves. And then we're gonna get a card from here before we get into it. But the lighten your load, and then we have prosperity too. Okay, I'm gonna get all the cards out and then I'm gonna organize them. Sorry guys. So if I keep shuffling, it's gonna keep messing up. And you see how I can't get a decent shuffle anymore? Come on, man. Give me a decent shuffle, thank you. What is their sixth sense? What supernatural abilities do they possess, please? Okay, so put these to the side, put these to the side, and get into these here. So fix these, bring them up. Sorry, it's a whole process. Hope you can still see all of them. Yes, you can. Maybe bring them up just a little more. There we go. So we have, yeah, lighten your load. I feel like these, like I said, it can stress you out and you feel like the world's on your shoulders because you're not really sure what to do. Good luck. I do feel like you attract a lot of good luck, or you're able to, like I said, shamanism a little bit, bring this good luck into people's lives. But like I said, you very much trickle on whether you should go darker sometimes. Here we have forgiveness. You may have reconciliation. Wow, you may have gone darker at one point in your life and you had to kind of, I heard re-up. You have to kind of renege as well and find forgiveness for doing maybe some of the shisty or shoddy things you used to do. Shoddy with 2 D's. Not like shot, like gun, no. Shoddy with 2 D's. You have to find forgiveness. This is like a very interesting message. We have reconciliation. This path you went down or may go down may cause some rifts, and you may have had to find yourself reconciling with 2 different parts of yourself, because we see in one part she has dark skirt and one part she have light skirt. Okay, so you may have had to reconcile your dark and your light side after taking a walk on the dark side for a long time. Oh my. But you have good luck and prosperity, so I do feel like you found your way back to the light. If this is not resonating with you, then this may not be your pile. Please go choose another one, because this was very, very specific in a lot of ways. And I do feel like this will relate more with someone who grew up learning about abilities and growing up in spirituality, in a village, in a tribe, who knew how to use these gifts and taught the kids about it from small. And this person grew up thinking that knowing how to help people do this, help people do that, help people get this, help people get that, kind of grew up in an environment where it was okay to do shisty or shoddy things to get what you wanted. And that's the life you wanted for yourself, and it took you a minute to realize that about yourself. So this is giving me a group of someone who knows about their gifts already, and maybe you just needed to hear this message or something. And like I said, if this is not resonating at all whatsoever, then please go choose another group, or maybe this reading was not for you today, and I'm sorry, but there are 2 other groups to go choose from. Do that. So yeah, you have to forgive yourself, definitely. Lighten your load, get all that darkness off your back. Reconcile the dark and light parts of yourself and aspects of your character. And I do feel like in the show Supernatural, I don't know why I know so much about it. I feel like a lot of people on social media be feeding for them brothers, and I know more than I do want to know. And I do feel like Dean at a certain moment in time was like possessed or took a walk on the wild side, and like what do you call it, like separated from his brother and was doing some naughty things. Okay, we're gonna just put it that way. And he had to find his way back to himself, forgive himself, reconcile the light and the dark that, you know, coincided within him, that lived within him. And I kind of feel like that is maybe a journey you will go on or have been on already, and it's going to lead to good luck, and it's going to lead to a lot of forgiveness. We're going to have to walk away. This is giving the 8 of Cups. Walk away emotionally, let the load go, lighten your load, forgive yourself for what happened, and move on. Because I kind of feel like if you grow up in that kind of environment, as long as you did come to your senses and end up choosing the right side or the good or the light, sooner or later, that's all that matters. It's never too late to turn your life around with the prosperity card. And I do feel like you do have the gift of prosperity as well. That wasn't your fate. That wasn't your lot in life to be doing those things that you were doing. You could have been through a lot as well. You could have been through a miscarriage, I feel, here with the Empress card. And that may have turned you over to the dark side, trying to maybe bring your baby back. I don't know. I don't know. Like, these things sound fake, but then in real, they be real, though. They be real. And I just looked over and saw the control zombie card that we have here. So I do feel like maybe you may have lost a child or something happened. Or there was some foul play at hand and someone made you lose your child. I don't know. Like, this is like a very weird energy. Like I said, if this is not resonating, you gotta go, because this is not your reading at all. With this control here, you trying to control things that were out of your control here, and zombie, bring things back from the dead. Wow. Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting this kind of reading here. And I'm like, yeah, maybe you could have tried to bring the baby back using darkness. You turned to the dark side for a little bit, something traumatic happened in your life. And yeah, you tried to have control over things that were out of your control, and it made things worse than they were supposed to be. You turned maybe to this gnarly old witch here and told her, teach me everything you know. you reached this 10 of swords where everything was just, you felt like you were completely obliterated. There was nothing left to live for. Ciao. And the magician, she turned you into this magician here. And with the Lover's card here, you were with a lover and we're trying to have a baby with them because we have this thing here. I don't want to give it a name. And you were like, oh, I want to have a child again. So you just use anybody with that same lover, and it kind of warped your relationship. You have to choose between being with them or using them. That vibe is coming through, and I just got to say it, and I'm leaving it. But control. You tried to bring things back that weren't supposed to be here. And yeah, got you in some trouble here. We have the witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds. You have a lot of magic. Nobody's saying you're not powerful. We have the magician and the witch, but you were just using those things for bad. Or you have the tendency, or you have the power to use those things for bad. And it's going to be a constant choice and a struggle to not walk on the wild side, the dark side. We have invisibility, authenticity. You have to find out who you really were, because this person that you were trying to be or portraying yourself as or trying to step into is not you. Yes, you're powerful, and yes, you can use magic. Yes, you can wield it, but that doesn't mean you have to automatically make magic and bad mean the same thing. They don't mean the same thing. There's magic, there's always good, and there's always bad. Like I was saying, with any religion, there's good and there's bad. So there could have been, you could have grown up with the bad aspect of whatever religion you grew up in, but it doesn't make it bad as a whole. So maybe you're having like a crisis trying to figure out if you still believe in the things you were taught or something like that, or the religion you grew up knowing. It's like, yes, you can still believe in that, because even if you were maybe introduced to bad parts of it, there's always a lighter side to it. There are people who take it to the extremists, and there's people who know how to regulate it better. And I kind of feel like you're learning to regulate it here with this lighten your load, and it's going to lead this forgiveness, this reconciliation. You're reconciling that both can coexist together. There doesn't have to be an either or. And it's bringing prosperity and good luck into your life here. So you may have gone like a little bit of a roller coaster here. And we have graveyard. Yeah, something unnecessary fear, something you could have lost someone or something. And I'm definitely getting the vibe it could be a child or a lover, and you could have tried to dabble into the dark arts and bring this person back. I don't know. Or just, if that doesn't resonate, just dabbling into the dark arts, period. Like, because I got the Voldemort reference here, I got the Supernatural Brothers reference here, I got the Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where you were literally battling demons. It doesn't have to be actual physical demons. It could have been mental demons you were battling against yourself here. Charmed, where you felt like you had a responsibility or something was placed upon you that you didn't want. They didn't ask to be witches. They didn't ask to be the charmed ones. They didn't ask for any of that stuff, but they had to take on that responsibility to fight the source. You know what I mean? And the source wasn't predominantly bad. It was just an energy source, and everybody wanted it. It was the source of magic, essentially, but people more so used it because it corrupted them for bad. And I was just hearing about that the other day. It was like the source wasn't a bad thing. The source was just the source of magic. And people who, I guess, incorporated or took on that energy made it a bad thing. And it wasn't a bad thing kind of thing. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Which it made sense to me. I don't know. But yeah, this graveyard, something happened in your life. You may have tried to reverse it, and it may have ended up in more death kind of thing here. Because it wasn't yours to control, and you kind of mess with the fates, the delicate balance. Because like I said, if you want to do anything of the dark arts, it's going to cost a price. A soul, a part of your soul, another life, things like that. If you're trying to, you know what I mean? I'm not getting too much into things. I don't really know too much about all that. Just what I've heard on TV shows and stuff like that. And I kind of felt there's always truth into what we hear on TV to a certain extent, especially when it comes to like things about like witchcraft, stuff like that. Like, there's always a price to be paid. If you want to bring someone back to life, you're gonna have to pay the price of someone else, and creepy things like that. I don't want to get into that. That's not me. I'm feeling already icky just talking about it, but I do feel like you may have gone through this kind of, you know. So we're gonna go more into what we have boogeyman. Yeah, what the bum was I saying here? Something about things that go bump in the night, being haunted, doing bad things to people for no reason, because we don't know, but I don't know anyway, why Michael was doing all the things he was doing, just putting on masks and terrorizing people for what? Jason at least had a reason, a bad backstory, you know what I mean? But he still didn't have a reason to be doing what he was doing. But I don't know Michael's backstory and why he was doing what he was doing, but I don't like it. Okay, bothering people for no reason. Shoot. Ridiculous. Boogeyman, doing things you're not supposed to be doing. Shoot. Your gifts are more on the dark end of things. If you don't vibe with that, if you're still watching, why are you still here? We have experience. What the fuck was I saying? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. What was I saying here with the 8 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands? You were gaining more experience. You were learning about it. And that doesn't automatically mean you just do unconventional things. That whole, you know, going more, it could be the same thing. You're learning more about both the dark and the light, and you have to reconcile those two things with each other, with yourself, within yourself. With this boogeyman and experience, you have some experience maybe being a boogeyman here. No tea, no shame. Now I'm going to try to get into the things that I wrote down here, with just some other gifts and abilities you may have. But I feel like I said everything that needs to be said. We have graveyard and zombie, trying to bring something back that wasn't supposed to be here. It's also giving practical magic, where what's her name tried to bring him back. Jillian tried to bring her nasty, crusty, dusty, abusive boyfriend back, and he ended up coming back darker and not with no soul. You know what I mean? So you bringing something else back, you ain't bringing him back though, because that man was gone. And even when he was here, he was a bad person. So why would you want to bring that back? Oh no. Anyway, we have energy reading. You see auras and you know the intentions of others before they show their true colors. Clearing out negative energies, exorcism. What the fuck, bro? This is the second time I've picked up on this before I didn't read the paper. I hope you believe me, I really didn't. But I did say something about that in the beginning, and the cards were just telling it to me. I didn't have to, but I was channeling these messages to write down and then just shuffle them and place them here, and they came out in the reading. That's crazy. It happens. Exorcism. Yeah, you clear negative energies. So that's exorcism from your other people's lives. So if you weren't resonating with it being more of a bad thing, it could be more of a good thing, and you're just clearing these negative energies from people's lives. But this takes a toll on you as well. Seeing people at their soul, and we have candle magic. Were there any cards here with candles in them? It doesn't really matter. Then we have being able to see through glamour magic. So you're able to see through people who want to put on the show and put on their best face. And then we have your hard to fool. Yeah, so you're an energy reader. This had a lot of information, but I know I said something about exorcism here in the beginning of the reading, and it came out. Boom. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated with you. If it didn't, like I said, choose another pile. This is very interesting to get into, but you are someone who dabbles more in the dark arts, I do feel like, or you have the tendency to, or the power to, the ability to. Doesn't mean you actually do it. That's basically what this is, like, what you may possess. It doesn't have to be true. It could be true. Who knows? Take it as it resonates, please. As always. But yeah, you're an energy reader and you see auras. And you know the intentions of others before they can show their true colors. You clear out negative energies and exorcism from other people's lives. So yeah, I was kind of getting that vibe here where you're the Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You're the something Chester brothers, where they walked around killing those demons and supernatural. And you see people at their soul, and you're able to see through glamour magic, so nobody can fool you. You're hard to fool. Okay, so I will see you on the next reading. If you ever want a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. If that's my vibe during this reading, join the tribe, like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to have you here. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're seeing this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 3s. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading about what is your sixth sense and what supernatural abilities you may possess, or may you possess. What supernatural abilities may you possess? That just came out weird, and I didn't have a problem saying that for the rest of the groups, but just a little precursor before we get into the reading. When I was trying to look at how it's going. I was clearing out the energy of group 2 because group 2 was kind of rowdy. You know what I mean? Unexpected, a little ghetto. Not to sneeze. Oh boy. Yeah, and the whole thing caught on fire. And fell into the candle, fell into the flame. So you could do like fire, work with fire, stuff like that. I do feel like that could be an ability of yours. And look at how just a lot of smoke is coming through. That's crazy. Yeah, there could be something about fire here. There could be something about needing extra protection here. Or it could just be the energy of group 2 clearing out, because it definitely needed to clear out. It definitely needed to clear out, I'm going to tell you that. Okay, so yeah, that's what we're going to get into. What's your sixth sense now? Sorry, I just feel the need to shuffle these cards for whatever reason. whether you watched the intro or not, there are also some extra gifts and abilities that I wrote down on this piece of paper here. I don't really remember what I wrote down since I did 2 readings and I was literally like channeling the things that I was saying, so it wasn't really me. If that makes sense. I was just channeling what I was hearing and what gifts and abilities you may have that I may not be able to pick up on in the reading. But I feel like for group 1 and group 2, I've been picking up on exactly what has been on here. Maybe not everything that was on here, which is why I had to write some down, but a lot of things, maybe at least one thing I was picking up on in the reading that I wrote down in one of these. So like I said, I don't really remember what I wrote on that one. Yeah, even though I read the other 2 already and we're in group 3, I don't really remember what I wrote down on the last paper. So I guess we're gonna see at the end. It's gonna be a surprise for both of us. But I'm tapped into your energy. So we're going to see what's your 6th sense. Everything is going smoothly. The cards are shuffling nicely. So maybe that was just like the energy of group 2 clearing out. Or like I said, you could have something. Can you breathe smoke? Is that a gift? I feel like you could. Yeah, you can make a gift out of anything, honestly. You could read smoke or read fire, read flames, candle wax readings. You can do that. Could be a gift that you possess. Okay, please spirit, what is group 3's 6th sense? Please provide me with clear and accurate messages, please. Clear and concise messages. What is their 6th sense? What supernatural abilities may they possess, please? Oh, you don't want to go back in, hurt you. I know I'm digging my fabric. I'm boyfriend material. I don't know why as soon as I finished group 2, I started singing that song. Maybe you're boyfriend material, I don't know. Maybe you're a matchmaker. That's definitely an ability. People who are able to match people who are supposed to be together. That's kind of like a I know you're digging my fabric. I'm boyfriend material. So you know when people are boyfriend material. Let me see what this card is since it's taking so long. We have the star. Wow. And let me cover. Ooh, they gave her some nice, you know, jubilees. The star. I feel like you have like, I don't know, like glamour magic where people are able to see you and just think that you're the most beautiful thing ever and just attach themselves to you, which is kind of a little bit giving the vibe of what group 1 had, but it's not as, this is way more potent, I feel like. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, the Queen of Pentacles came out in group 1. So if you feel called to group 1, go ahead and watch that as well. You're someone who's very abundant. You're someone who's very lucky. I do feel like you have, I'm hearing you have the cosmos on your side. So you could be someone who's like into astrology. Astrology could be one of your supernatural gifts, even though there's nothing really supernatural about it. But people tend to think that it's all woo-woo. Here we have the 5 of Swords in reverse, or just the 5 of Swords, period. I feel like you're able to see straight to the heart of the situation, straight to the heart of people. You don't fall for smoke and mirrors, because that's what I just heard from this 5 of Swords. People try to put up smoke and mirrors and confuse you and try to start things with you. You don't fall for any of that stuff. And I'm trying to see if I can change the angle so you can see the cards a little better. You don't fall for any of that stuff here. Can you see them better? Yes, I feel like you can. You don't fall for the smoke and mirrors. You're someone who's very, I'm hearing, succinct and to the point. You're also someone who's very persuasive here at the start. You kind of get what you want. You're able to kind of put glamour on people and make them do what you want them to do for you. Which I ain't mad at you. And we have the Ace of Swords coming out as well. So I feel like what you say, people immediately want to do, which is like a vibe that's been coming through in all readings. So if you're someone who watches the full reading all the way through, that could be something that is definitely confirmed for you 3 times over. Whatever you say happens. You have the gift. It's not the gift of gab like group 2, and for group 3 it was kind of like what they say like happens. If they call somebody's name, I mean group 1, what they say happens, or what if they ask like, oh, I haven't seen this person in a minute, that person immediately shows up. Or if they want some kind of food, it shows up, kind of thing, in some kind of way. You just think a thought, I wish I had this, and maybe a few years later, not years, oh my gosh, maybe depending on what it is, how big and how important it is to you, a few months later or a few hours later, a few days later, you get it, and you're just like, wait, didn't I ask for this the other day and now I have it? And it's just like, it's crazy how it happens, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But I do feel like you're able to cut through smoke and mirrors. People can't really fool you that well with this. And with the Star card and the Queen of Pentacles card here, it's getting the vibe of you trick people into wanting to give you everything. I'm hearing, I want you to give it all to me. Mavado. Long time been seeing a bad girl like you. Something like that. I think it's Give It All To Me by Mavado and Nicki Minaj. So you just, I don't know, there's something alluring about you where you just want people, like, everybody wants to give their all to you. And I'm hearing, I give my all to have just one more night with you. I risk mine to feel your body next to mine, and I can't go on living in the memory of something. I give my all for your love tonight. What song is that? Give My All. I can't think of the name. I give my all, and I feel like that came through another reading. People just want to give their all to you for real. And here we have the Wheel of Fortune. So whatever you want just happens. You kind of have like lucky that way. You have star power. Yeah, because I'm hearing that phrase from, what is it called? Mulan, where Mushu goes into the tower and tells them firepower. Like she needs firepower, something like that. So you have like star power, but like said in that exaggerated way. You have star power, you know what I mean? Where people just gravitate towards you. They want to do whatever you want to say, kind of like minions kind of thing. You could be a Groot, where you have enough money to have minions, because he definitely created them things. I never really watched the full stuff. Here we have the wheel at the bottom, wants to stay out. Guess we can take it out. Maybe you could have fixed sign energy, which is Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio vibes here. And Scorpios are very alluring, so are Tauruses. They're very materialistic as well. So you could be someone who's very good at getting material gain, monies here. What is their sixth sense? What supernatural abilities do they possess, or may they possess? Excuse me. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Here we have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, so there's definitely something about your physical appearance here. Queen of Pentacles is physicality. The Star is looks and charisma, pizzazz. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which is those two things combined. That keeps coming through. So whatever you want. And I'm hearing Breakfast at Tiffany's, something, something. 7 Rings by Ariana Grande. Basically, I want it, I got it. I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. Essentially, that's you. You're able to get what you want. You see it, you like it, you want it, you got it. Period. That's it. Okay. One more card. Thank you. 4 of Wands. Yeah. There's always something to celebrate. Why did I put the card? Did I purposely put the cards this way? I think I did. Okay. I'm like, wait. I usually put them from here to here, but I put them from here to here. So it's kind of confusing me a little. Wearing no ring, but ain't gonna be no misses. Buy matching diamonds for the seats of my... Okay, so here we have the 4 of Wands. So someone you always have something to celebrate. Like, I just feel like your life is just, dang, your life is good. I'm hearing welcome to the good life, better than the life I live. Like, you're just living a good life, essentially, because all these cards are pretty decent, except with this 5 of Swords here. Like I said, you're able to cut through the BS real quick. You don't deal with it. You don't dwell on it. You don't have people try to come in and mess up your life. Don't deal with the messy side of life, because you're just like, I'm too good for all that. What am I doing? You know what I mean? Which is completely fair, because people try to bring too much drama into your life, especially when you're someone who gets a lot of attention and attracts a lot of suitors and attracts a lot of good things. People just be mad for no reason. People really do get mad for no reason when they just can't get they can't do what you do. I think this is all materialistic here, where you're able to just get whatever you want. You have like a sex appeal, I just wanted to say, but I want to like a star appeal. So like I said, like just looks, like glam or magic, where you're just able to like put on who you want to be. Like kind of like you have the gift of mutability, you know what where you're just able to be whoever you want to be in the moment to get whatever you need, which is giving a reading that I was doing. A reading that my most recent reading, which is what mythical creature energy do you give off? where there was one group who was just able to get whatever they wanted from anyone based on the creature they got. So if you feel interested in watching that, and you may be new to my channel, go ahead and watch that and see what mythical creature you may get. So I have these cards, put them over there. I just want to get all the cards out on the table. Wheel of Fortune. I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Wands, things just always turn out the way you want them to turn out. And that is definitely a supernatural ability. Not so much a sixth sense. The sixth sense is definitely this cutting through all the BS here. But you being able to like just attract whatever you need and whatever you want at all times, and things just always going your way. I kind of feel like you may be the kind of person who walks around saying the affirmation, I'm so lucky, everything works out for me, and everything does work out for you with the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Wands. These are cards that are cause for celebration, their fortune, their fate, their things always going how you need them to go. And just you having like, what is it called? The luck of the draw is what I'm hearing as well. I'm hearing the luck of the Irish as well. The luck of the Irish. But there's like a specific example that I was trying to make and it just left. So maybe it wasn't the right example. Okay, someone who was born with the silver spoon just came back. Like, I'm getting the vibe of someone who's like, oh, you're like a spoiled brat, like everything you want you get, and it's just like, why? It's unfair. And people just look at you in that kind of way where they're just mad they can't get the same thing, but it's like, because you're not me, baby, you're not me, boo. Like, stop worrying about what I'm doing and worry about what you're doing. Stop worrying about my what's good in my life and what's not good in my life, and focus on what's good in your life, which is Five of Swords. You cut all the BS. It's always people talking mess. That's what the Five of Swords represents more than anything else. Somebody always talking mess, trying to create confusion in your life, but you're someone who cuts straight to the heart of it and tells them no, bye. You don't bother with the drama. You're not someone who's drama oriented. You just want peace and quiet in your life here with the Star card, because the Star does also represent hope. So you're someone who's very optimistic, and you have that kind of view on life. Kind of facilitates, so the way you think is how your life turns out. Is basically a saying that I've heard, but I'm not saying it the way that I've heard it. It's like a saying where your mind or your come on, what is it? Like basically how you view the world, or how you think, or how you operate in the world is how things are going to happen to you. So if you're someone who like karma basically, or dharma, where some people just have good dharma, good karma, because they do good, they put good into the world, and they never have to experience hardship, or they never have to experience labor. The whole, like I said, silver spoon, you were born with a silver spoon, you were born from a family who just always had money, you never had to struggle, stuff like that. And that just has just been your dharma, your karma for this life. It's a gift. Kind of like you walk around with a lucky talisman at all times that only attracts good things to you. And you can always see, like, you kind of yourself put on glamour magic. And by you doing that, you can see through other people's glamour magic. You can see through people who are putting on a front, putting on a fake. Someone who's not being fully, truly themselves. Someone who's coming into your life to cause drama. Someone who's coming into your life to take from you. Someone who's coming into your life to, what is it called? Use you to try to pull the wool over your eyes, cause confusion, fights, disagreements. What am I hearing? Instability. They're trying to shake things up, and you're just like, I don't want things to be shaken up. Like when you get a drink, you're like, I don't want it, shaken. Maybe stir it a little bit. Like they ask you, I think it's like a James Bond reference. He wants like a martini, shaken, not stirred kind of thing. A dry martini, I don't know. Or a martini on the rocks, shaken, not stirred. I haven't really seen those movies, so I wouldn't be able to fully quote them, but I feel like that is a reference to the James Bond movies, where when he orders you drinks, he orders them shaken, not stirred, or something like that. She was like, I want a nice, good life. Things could stir around a little bit, but there's a method to stirring. Things are going around and around and around, and the way that you want is predictable kind of thing. What you want to happen is happening. Now, when you start shaking things up, everything is going everywhere, and you have no control over things. So you're someone who's like very much in control of themselves and their surroundings. And if you want something good to happen, it just tends to happen that way. Like whether you call it manifestation, whether you call it good luck, whether you call it being blessed, stuff like that. It's just things that happen in that way. And I'm feeling called to look at the bottom of the deck and see what we have here. So what do we have here? Knight of Pentacles. I feel like you're good at starting things. You're good at starting businesses. I just heard. We're gonna leave it like that. Or you're good at, I'm hearing investing. That could be a supernatural ability where you're just How can I say devilishly handsome? No, you're devilishly, not, it doesn't have to be devilishly though. You're just freakishly, thank you, that's the proper word, freakishly good at investing, freakishly good with your money, freakishly good at building upon what you already have, which what the Knight of Pentacles is doing. Someone who's taking things slow and steady wins the race. You're not someone who likes, like I said, their life to be too chaotic. You want things, everything has a place, everything's in their place. It's giving clean freak, neat freak. Every person in your life has a role, and you don't. And then we have Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of that, and the Devil in reverse, so you don't allow any confusion. And then we have the Hermit card as well, which is someone who does to stick to themselves. They want their life to go a certain way. The Devil in reverse, you want no bad people in your vibe. Like, you don't allow people in your surrounding areas that make your life harder than it needs to be, because you're not someone who has confusion. Ace of Pentacles, you're always starting new, and good, and opportunities just always coming your way. That's your ability to always attract prosperity and abundance into your life here, and attract it just naturally. Like, there's nothing you really have to do, it just comes your way. That's your luck, like the luck of the draw. You were just one of those people who luckily drew all these things to them, and it could be good karma from last night, a past life, Lord, or just good dharma in general, because dharma, it's just things that are meant to happen, fated events, I believe it is, from what I know about it. It's things that are not under your control. Karma kind of has like a rhyme and a reason. If you do this, it's going to come back to you. Dharma is just things that are. Things that are going to happen. Okay, what is your sixth sense or supernatural ability? I'll take that one. Can I get another card? Because we didn't really get that many. And I'm not giving much about you. Maybe you're not someone who's like overly magical or something like that. You just get lucky. You're someone who's just happy. Or you have the ability to change your life around here with the Star card. Because your hope, I'm hearing your hope in humanity and in yourself helps you keep this positive mindset that keeps this Five of Swords away from you. So you're someone who's good at keeping negativity out of your life, and, you know, in a way, out of other people's lives as well. Okay, so these wanted to fall out, I'll take those. Okay, so we're gonna start with these cards that came out first. I guess you want to fall out too. Relax, shoot. Okay, so we have scrying, intuition. Yeah. I'll put these up here. I do feel like you're someone, and what was I saying about, like, I think it was you that I was saying candle wax reading, right? Because yeah, the fire and the candle was getting crazy. So you're just someone who's able to see things where other people do not see things. That is one of your supernatural abilities here. But in candle magic, there's not really a rhyme or a reason. The candle just drips and the wax falls, and based on how it falls, where it falls, whether it clumps together, this and that, you're able to read and see things. So you're able, like I said, to cut through the BS and see things that everybody else can't see here. That's definitely you more rely on your intuition. So I was saying you're someone who's not like overly magical. It's not really about that. It's just that your gifts are not obvious. Like, you don't walk around with this target on your back telling people, oh, this person is this and that. And in a way you do, because everything just that you want comes to you. But it's kind of just like, because you're a good magnet, you're just a magnet for good, period. So the next card we have is Jack-o'-lantern protection. Yeah, you're just someone who's protected. Things that are supposed to come your way are going to come your way, and there's nothing or no one who's going to stop those things from coming your way, essentially, here. With the Five of Swords, you don't allow people, I'm hearing, I don't allow them to enter my inner matrix. You could be someone who doesn't talk a lot, because now that I'm talking too much, and we're only 20 minutes in, my throat chakra is getting blocked. So maybe for some reason you're not supposed to know these things. You're someone who's very highly protected. Those are your gifts and your supernatural abilities. Someone who's very intuitive, someone who's very protected. And that intuitive, it doesn't have to be overly spiritual, like I was saying. You're just someone who's good at playing the lottery. You could be someone who's good at, you know, doing stocks and bonds and just, you know, making investments and making money back. And you don't see that as something that's magical, but it is, because it's a way, it's a form of protection. Financial protection, because money speaks, money is power in these days, in these trying times. And with this intuition, your intuition just tells you when to do it or how to do it. So if you were attracted to group 1, you could definitely watch group 1 as well. We have Skull of Light, illumination. Yeah, like I'm just saying, you're able to see straight to the heart of the situation. You're not going to let anything confuse you or run you around in circles or sabotage you in a way. Like, you're able to see through people when they come into your life. Like, you're no good, bye. Okay, you're good. Like I said, everybody in your life has a purpose and a set purpose, essentially, because that's the one that keeps coming through. Like, this person I use for this person I have for that. I have this friend that helps me with this, I have that person that helps me with that, kind of thing. Like, very efficient. You know what I mean? And you're someone who's also very self-sufficient as well. And there's nothing really magical about these abilities. You're just like it, but it is. Like, by you being so plain, you're able to, like, I'm hearing flying by the seat of your pants. Like, you're someone who's able to pass as someone who's normal and get into all the places everyone else can't. And then by you doing that, you're bringing more people. Like, you're bringing, not awareness, but you're bringing that kind of mysticism, the intuition and stuff into those kind of places where I kind of feel like you're what do they call it? A starter. Like that song, Send It On, from Disney Channel. You start, shine the light and send it on. Or like, you light the candle, and then by you lighting the candle, everybody else's candles get lit too. So you're kind of like the initiator. You get everybody else's foot in the door. That's one of your magical abilities. You're able to blend in very well, so you don't come off as someone who, like I said in other videos, someone who's very polarizing. Someone who walks around with crystals or a cape or with a wand to make it obvious that they're into spirituality and magic and they believe in all that kind of stuff. You're someone who skates or flies by the seat of their pants. You get yourself in the door, and then you're able to get other people in the door. Like, you're very efficient in that kind of way, which is a very cool, I would say, a supernatural ability to have. Like, by, like, what is it called? Kind of like invisibility, but a cloak, where you put a cloak, like glamour magic is what I was saying. Yeah, like, you're able to come off as someone who is normal, but you're not. To get your foot in the door and then allow everybody else to get their foot in the door as well. So, like, you help everybody else do what needs to be done. And I will be right back. I am back. So when I stepped away for like a second, I was like, the wheel of change. You create a wheel of change for people. Like I said, once you put your foot in the door, you're able to allow everybody else to get into the door and move, to get the wheel moving, essentially, because the wheel could be stuck here. Like, with the fixed signs, the wheel is stuck. But once you get your foot in the door, you're able to start making change. Like, you shine the light and send it on to everybody else. So everybody else is able to, get opportunities and get the things that they're not, because you're efficient in that kind of way. So it may not be overtly magical or spiritual, but it's just like, you have the level-headedness, but also the spirituality as well, where other people can take it to the extreme. You kind of keep it balanced, fixed in a way. And by you being in that fixed energy, you're able to move the wheel and just create change and possibilities and opportunities for everybody else with the Ace of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles. And you have the patience to do it, because it takes time to create that kind of change. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a second. It doesn't happen in the blink of an eye. By you being, stubborn, steadfast, and patient, you're able to create that change for other people here, because you're this Knight of Pentacles and you can do that. Other people may not have the ability to do that, but you do. And it may not sound overtly supernatural, but it's like, in a way it is, because you're creating opportunities for other people who may be come off more woo-woo, I have to call it, than everybody else. So what are the next cards that I pulled? It was not these ones. These came last. These. Grieving. Interesting. Okay, so I'm more so being taken to the butterfly in the picture. And butterflies, of course, represent transformation. They represent blossoming. They represent going from something that could be considered kind of not ugly, but overlooked, into something who sprouts into something else. Like I said, you may turn worms into butterflies by giving them a chance, giving them a leg up, getting their foot in the door, kind of thing. Definitely what I'm getting. Grieving. You could be someone who has the ability to help people grieve something, to get over things. I kind of feel like just being in your presence or in your energy or being around you, it definitely helps them maybe grieve or get over things. It helps them transform into a butterfly. You take people come to you with a problem, a situation, and you take their problem or situation and turn it into something beautiful. Something beautiful. Something beautiful. I'm trying to figure out what song is that. Definitely turn into something beautiful. You could be a grief counselor. And like I said, this is why you come off as someone who's just like very unassuming is what I would say. You come off as someone who's unassuming. So you work a regular 9-to-5 job, but I kind of feel like you could be a grief counselor for people in the spiritual community. So you have that kind of, you're on both ends sides of it, because people in the spiritual community may not trust everybody else, but they trust you because you have just the right amount of woo-woo-ness to make them feel comfortable around you, and then you help them grieve and transform, become more powerful, get their foot in the door, help them, become their best selves, kind of thing. And that is definitely something I would call an ability. That's beautiful. We have confidence. Yeah, you help people gain confidence and be able to go on and achieve their dreams. So that's kind of like a stepping stone, not to say people step on you, but you act as a stepping stone to people in their lives. They come and meet you, become the best version of themselves. You send them off like a teacher, essentially. You could be a teacher, a grief counselor, someone who has like a regular 9-to-5 job, but there's also something very healing about you, where you heal people, you transform people, you're very abundant. You're someone who could, like I said, could have grown up with a silver spoon in their mouth. So you don't have to have like a big powerful job. So you could spend your life doing something meaningful instead of always chasing money. And you help people build this confidence. It could be children, it could be adults, it could be anything you want it to be. But that's the vibe that I'm getting here. Counselor, therapist, psychologist, like one of those technical, clinical kind of jobs where it's like you just go to school, do this, and they just throw you out into the wolves and you have to figure it out yourself. And you're the person helping everybody through that process. If that's making sense, because now I'm kind of confusing myself a little bit. Like, you assume the jobs that are unassuming to help people who may be sprouting these abilities, because you're able to see that, that spark in them. You're able to see that fire in them, and you help them build the confidence and transform enough to move on. Like, you're just a stepping stone. Made to wash away my sins. Something in the dirt. All the ones I used to hurt. Stepping Stone by what's his name is coming through, Eminem. Now here we have book, so teaching, knowledge. So your supernatural gift is having a lot of knowledge. Like I said, being able to see things because you're very wise and you don't need someone to tell you they're this way, you just can see it. We have animal. Just like animals, you could have a connection with animals. You could be able to talk to animals, communicate with animals, that kind of thing. That could be a supernatural ability coming through. Or you could be a werewolf, who knows? Howling at the moon. Of course you're not going to transform into an actual werewolf, but you could be someone who's very in touch and in tune with the moon here, with this scrying and intuition. Here we have eyes. You do come off as someone who is very ice and unapproachable, and kind of, like I said, everybody in your life has like a slot and a space, and you don't like things overlapping. So I just heard work friends. Then you have school friends. Then you have friends. Then you have family. Then you have relationship. You keep things compartmentalized because you don't like things overlapping in your life. And I kind of think that's a very good thing to do, because things can get messy. But this Five of Swords here, when you try to overlap certain parts of your life, like things are supposed to be in like a little nice neat box, and you find that works for you, and you could help people compartmentalize their life as well. So I just heard a Yama fix my life. You could be that kind of person where you help people learn certain things. You calm their inner animal, and you turn them into a well-working cog in the wheel, the machine. You help them find their way. So you could take people who are angry and turn them into people who are cool, calm, and collected. That just came through. Okay, heard you. Now we have twins, and I'm hearing the song, baby, I'm counting on you tonight, hunt you down, eat you alive, just like animals, animals, animals. I can smell your something for miles, something like that. Animals by Maroon 5. Twins here, you could have a twin, you could be a twin. I just heard the weirdest, most random thing. You could be someone who inseminates, artificial insemination, to help people have twins on their first go round. And why are these two, this picture here of Billy and this guy, giving me the same vibe? I think this is the crazy guy. This is The Shining, I believe, the movie. I know this one at least. I know a few of them, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't really watch these movies. I just know of them, I would say. It's kind of giving me like the gaze. You have like a very piercing, cut through the BS kind of gaze, where people just can't seem to lie to you as well with that glamour on. I feel like people can't tend to seem to lie to you. So whatever you want to do, you always succeed, because people can't lie to you or pull the wool over your eyes kind of thing, which I think I did say already. But twins here, like, I don't know, that was a very weird message that came through. You could be a doctor who definitely artificially inseminates people and helps them have their dream, helps them have their transformation. You help them have the babies that they want to have. That could be one of your gifts as well. So if people have a hard time conceiving, you're able to help them have kids in one go, so they can just have their 2 kids and move on. And I'm getting a weird message from these 2 cards here. You take something that is animalistic, which would be the traditional way of having children, the bumping uglies, and you make it more clinical and icy. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, it's nothing animalistic about it. That's the message that I just got. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the paper. I'm excited because I did forget what I actually wrote, for real. Just like animals. Ooh, we have prophetic dreams, clairvoyance, spidey senses. You know what's going to happen before it does. I heard ringing in the ears and disorientation sometimes you may have ringing in your ears and you get disoriented, but that's because you're receiving messages from spirit directly channeled. You're a channeler. Oh, I forgot I wrote these. This is cool. And I kind of can see that here with the scrying. You're someone who can see what's going to happen before it does. And like I was saying, candle, I just realized there are candles. I think I stopped and I asked, I'm like, are there candles here? And I was like, no, that was in group 2, so maybe you were attracted to group 2. But I did mention that here as well, candle magic. So you could be attracted to group 2. And then I also mentioned it here, there's candles here, and then there's also scrying. So being able to see the future, clairvoyance, in particular prophetic dreams. And I do feel like people who do have those powers or those abilities do not really come off that way, because it can happen to anybody. But you can see that sometimes you do have those dreams and you're able to warn people or help them grieve something after it happens, or because you know what's going to happen. Things like that. But you are someone who's very confident in where they stand in the society. You're very confident in your abilities. You're confident in what you're able to provide people. And you can be someone who's very passionate with this animalistic side to you, but also someone who comes out very calm, cool, and collected. Twins. Yeah, 2 sides of the same coin. So that is a message coming with different twins as well. 2 sides of the same coin. But yeah, ooh, I like this for you guys. Clairvoyance, spidey senses, where you can always see when things are afoot. I don't know why that song just came through. He said, something here is afoot. Oh yeah, it's my... That's another Eminem song. So maybe you guys be Eminem fans on this group. I don't know. I forgot what song that's from. But yeah, the Queen of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. You are definitely someone. Wheel of Fortune is like fate. Like I was saying, things happening. Not like I was saying, but I was saying something about the wheel. But now another message is coming through where you can see things that are going to happen before they happen. Dreams. And I'm hearing dreams from Fleetwood Mac is coming through. And if I could fly by One Direction, if I could fly, I'll be coming right back home to you. I think I might give you everything, just ask me to. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys before this gets too long. I don't even know how many minutes we're in now, but I hope this reading resonated. If it did, let me know, please and thank you. I'd appreciate it. But if you like my vibe during this reading, like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. Why not? The Divine family love to have you. Okay. If you ever like a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below, or simply DMing me on Instagram. I try to stop adding that, but it's become a muscle memory now. So if you want to do that, go ahead. But I'm not using on Instagram a lot anyway, so just email me, please. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're seeing this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.